welcome to Module 4-1, Korean into English sentences. So we're past the halfway mark. So by this time, we should be a little more faster, maybe a little more natural in our translations. So keep what I said in mind, what I said before in mind. Always translate it if it's easier into easier Korean first and then into English, and make sure you know what is the point of this sentence. So let's start right away with number 1. 우리 서비스를 확대하는데 필요한 공간인 새로운 시설을 제공해 주셔서 매우 기쁘게 생각합니다. So we always need to get the subject and the verb. The subject is us, right? It's us, and 우리는 매우 기쁘게 생각합니다. If we translate this literally, it's going to sound weird. How can we think happily? What does that mean? It just means we are happy. Okay? Or 기쁘게 생각합니다. Why? In other words, you're also thankful. Okay? So you can use either or. So we are very happy. We are very delighted. We are very glad. All right, why are we very glad? We're very glad with what? We need to say with. With the new. Now this is just vocabulary. We're very glad with the new facility. Or we are very glad about the new facility. Okay? 이것 대해서. Because. Now we need to say because. Why are we happy? We're going to give the reason now. After because, we just need a subject, verb, and object. So, because, what are we going to use? It. It is what? It's the new facility. So it gives, 준다. Gives what? 공간, 필요 있는 공간. It gives the space needed, or it gives the needed space. 그 필요인 공간을 준다. For what? 뭐 하기 위해서? To expand our services. So why did I use to expand instead of for expanding? Because it's a verb, right? It's a verb that we're going to do in the future in this space. So it's not for expanding. We like it, we're thankful because it gives us the space that we need in order to 이 동사 하기 위해서 그 필요 있는 공간을 주니 우리는 매우 기쁘게 생각합니다. Okay, so it's just really, we are happy with facility because subject, verb, object. That's it. All right, so let's go into number 2. So number 2, the sentence is not that long, and the point is 저는 실수를 거의 안 한다. 왜냐면 what? 뭐 덕분에. Okay, so let's just start with that part. We just have a simple because sentence again. So John rarely 실수를 거의 안 한다. Okay, rarely means barely, 거의, right? Rarely makes mistakes. Okay, I want to stop here for one sec. Why am I using the verb make? A lot of students will use the verb do. Right? Does a mistake or do a mistake. Right? 실수하는데 왜 make야 do 아니고. Okay, because when we do something, it's with intention. Right? If I say do it, it means 그거를 해. I'm doing it on purpose. Okay? I'm thinking about it. When we make, it's like 실수를 만든다, right? It wasn't always there, but we created it, okay, due to an error. So whenever we have mistake, we have to always pair it with the verb make. It gives the feeling that it's accidental, right? 없는 거를 내가 만들어버렸다, right? We don't do mistakes. That means you had this in your mind. Oh, I'm gonna do this mistake. So the verb always with mistake is makes. Okay, so John rarely makes mistakes. Why? Because, all right, now we need to say 뭐 덕분에. So because here is really acting like 덕분에. Okay, so because, now look, do we have a noun following or do we have a subject, verb, object? We have a noun. So, because of or due to. Okay, excellent technical training. Okay, these are just vocabulary words. All right, due to excellent technical training, due to just excellent training, that's fine. All right, number 3. So take a look at this sentence. It's a little difficult, maybe a couple vocabulary words. What's the point? 비행기에 탑승할 거다. 우리는 비행기에 탑승할 거다. 언제? 관제탑에서 이륙 허가를 받을 때. Okay, so maybe even a word that, what is it in Korean? Do you guys know what a 관제탑, 관제탑, what is that? It's really just the people that are controlling when a plane goes and when a plane doesn't go. When do we see that on Earth? You know, in traffic, we have traffic lights, right? So really it's the same thing. They're traffic lights, but they're people. So you can use the word air traffic control. This is the word I use. It's just the group, the department of people or employees that control the air traffic. So they let the planes know when to go and when they're landing. So let's look back at our point. 우리는 비행기에 탑승할 거다. 탑승하다, we say to board. You can also use the verb to get on. All right, so we 탑승할 거다, future. Will board or get on what? This plane, right? It's a specific plane. The plane, okay, 언제? When? Okay, but here they're saying 뭐 언제대로, so more like right away. So we could say once or as soon as. These are all the same meanings, but once and as soon as just gives a feeling like 그 순간에, right? So right away. Okay, when? 관제탑에서 이륙 허가를 받을 때. Okay, 받은 순간에. So I said when air traffic control. I didn't put an article because look, I didn't plural this, right? It's just a group, it's a department. So when the air traffic control department, these people give us, all right, so here's a couple of ways we can say it. Gives us the signal, what? What are they gonna do? 이륙하다. We just learned it in the past module. To take off. All right? Or gives us the signal. So it's a specific signal. What kind of signal? To go into the air. Otherwise, we could say our air traffic control gives us approval. Right? They're saying it's clear, it's all good to go. 승인을 준다, to go. One thing we shouldn't use is allowance or permission. Okay, I'm going to talk about allowance first. Allowance here does not mean like a 허락. It just means 용돈 here. Okay, so it doesn't make sense. Okay, like when I was little, I got $5 a week as my allowance. So it doesn't make sense here. Permission, it gives too much of a feeling like I need to ask someone, right? Mom, can I go to the movies? I have to wait for her permission. So it's not one that we can use in this kind of situation. A better word would just be approval or just the sign, the signal, okay, to take off. Number 4. So the point of this sentence is 제안한 규정을 승인을 못했다. 승인을 못했다. 왜냐면 그 팩스를 받기로 한 사람이 제 시간에 못 받아서. So, how can we say this? 제안한 규정을, regulations. What kind of regulations? The proposed regulations. Because they're not set yet. It was a suggestion or it was a proposal. So let's start with that as our noun. The proposed regulations. So this is the noun. Now the verb is 승인을 못 받았다. 승인 못했다. Now is this passive or active? It's passive. So the proposed regulations were not approved